Hi, I'm Christian Brindle, and welcome to the Everything Medicare Podcast.
What's up, Everything Medicare Podcast Nation? This is Christian Brindle, wherever you are and however you might be listening to me today. Thank you so much for taking the time. Happy 4th of July, everybody. This past Saturday was the 4th of July. Today is Monday, July 6th. And we're back. Last week was the beginning of our new schedule. If you didn't catch episode 207, where I made the announcement that we were going to be reducing our schedule from 3 episodes a week to 1 a week. Now you know. And primarily, folks, the reason was because we kind of felt like we needed to put more attention into some other things that we were working on, some other projects, primarily our YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I greatly encourage you to do so. It's just called Christian Brindle. It has the little emoji picture of me when I first started in the business. Doesn't quite look like me as much today, but that's the picture. It's just called the Christian Brindle channel or Christian Brindle on YouTube, and we're putting out 5 videos on that channel a week, all about Medicare. And so if you miss hearing me 3 times a week, you can kind of make up for that by checking out the YouTube channel. But we're back, and I'm so excited to be back with episode 208. And I was inspired to do this episode. We've done a ton of episodes, folks, about dental insurance. So many so that I kind of had decided that I didn't want to do any more ever again on this platform. But then I ended up going to the dentist. Last week, as a matter of fact. I ended up going to the dentist because the weekend before, my tooth was hurting. On the left hand, top hand, back end of my mouth. My tooth was hurting. So I thought maybe I had a cavity, thought maybe I needed a fill-in. And I had been pretty bad in terms of going to the dentist. It had been a year since I had set foot in my dentist's office. A year since I had my teeth cleaned. Typically, I don't have too much work that needs to be done. I've had a couple fill-ins over the years, but that's about it. I've never had a crown, never had a bridge, never had a root canal, never had an extraction. But that being said, I went in. Just expecting, needing a fill-in, a few $100. Not too much pain or anything like that. So I go in, I sit down. They take an x-ray. They're asking me how I am. They know me pretty well. Dentist comes and looks at me, says hello, haven't seen him in a while. Takes a look at my mouth. Within 30 seconds of looking at my mouth, he says, "Christian, you're going to need a root canal." I said, "What? A root canal? I've never had dental problems like that. I don't know if I'm not brushing my teeth well enough. I don't know. But he said I need a root canal. Now, I've shared on this platform many, many times before that my wife, Stormy, is typically the one in our house that has the dental problems. She's needed bridges, crowns, root canals, fillings. You name it. Cost us a lot of money over the years. But typically, I'm not. Usually get my teeth cleaned twice a year. Every 5 years or so, I probably need a fill-in. That's usually the extent of my dental problems. But this kind of came out of nowhere, and it got me thinking. I'm sure that there's plenty of people like me that don't see something like this coming, that have something pop up that's rather expensive, and they're not prepared for it. I can't be the only one. I've gone my entire life. I'm going to turn 28 years old next month. My entire life never needed anything other than the occasional filling. Now, I'm no dental expert, but not every single person has a long history of giant dental bills before they end up needing something done. Sometimes you can have the perfect teeth and it can come out of nowhere and bite you in the ass. Excuse my French. So it got me thinking, how much is this going to cost me? I've seen some of my wife's dental bills. I don't want to pay them for her and for me! So I have a great relationship with a billing person. She knows I'm an insurance agent. She knows I do all the policies for our own dental plans. We have a great relationship. We get along really well. The lady before her, not so much. She thought she knew more about my plan than I did, and we butted heads, and I turned out to be always correct. And anyway, she was just kind of a miserable bat, if you want my opinion. But this new dental lady, I absolutely adore her. So I go up to the dental lady when I'm done. She's like, all right, we need to set an appointment for you. And I'm like, Andrea, how much is this going to cost me? She's like, well, what dental insurance are you on right now? And she's like, can you tell me a little bit about the benefits? So we talk. I tell her what I'm on. I signed up for the current plan a little bit over a year ago, so I'm 1 month through my waiting period. As many people know, with most dental insurances, typically you're going to have a 12-month waiting period before they'll cover anything major. I was this close a month or two ago to changing my dental insurance to a new dental plan we just recently got, but it would start my waiting period over again. I was this close. Thank God I didn't do it because I'm through my waiting period. So anyway, she's like, well, let me call him and kind of run some numbers. I'll call you back. A couple of hours later, she calls me back, and she's like, all right. So normally this would cost about $1,400-$1,500, somewhere in there, because I'm gonna need a bridge and I'm gonna need a crown, the root canal, and a crown on top of it. So she's like, this will normally cost about $1,400-$1,500. She's like, the insurance will pay all but about a little bit under $600. Now, is it paying 100%? No. But I've been on this dental plan a year. I probably paid about $300 of premium into it up until this point, maybe a little more. And it's going to pay out a little bit under $1,000 for me. This is why we need dental insurance. This is why we need to take dental insurance seriously. Could I pay $1,500 out of my pocket today if I had to? Sure. Would I want to? No. But I'm grateful I have the dental insurance. I'm grateful I didn't change it a couple of months ago when I was looking at it, because I'm through my waiting periods. Folks, I'm going to break down exactly what you should be looking for in terms of dental insurance after we take a quick break. We'll be back in segment 2. Have to hear from this week's sponsor. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I have a lot more I want to talk to you about this particular topic. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for sticking with me through that break. And we're talking about dental insurance. We're talking about teeth. We're talking about brushing, flossing, mouthwashing, and everything in between on today's episode of the Everything Medicare Podcast. Segment 1, I went and talked about how I'm going to need a root canal. I'm having it done on this coming Wednesday. I'm terrified. So my dentist's office told me basically that it's no big deal. It's not going to be a big deal. We're going to numb you up really good. My wife had a root canal a couple years ago at that dentist office, and she said it hurt like hell. So I don't know who to believe here. I've never had dental work like that done before. So I'm a little nervous, terrified a little bit. I'm kind of a baby in terms of this stuff. But that's happening in a few days from now. Now, I'm glad I have my dental insurance. I'm glad I didn't pull the plug on it and replace it with a new one and have the waiting period start over, because I would have been paying the entire dental bill. So, this is what you need to know about dental insurance. Most dental plans, 9 out of 10, will essentially give you a year waiting period. You have to wait 12 months before you'll get any major coverage. When I say major coverage, I mean bridges, crowns, root canals. Typically, you can get coverage day one on preventative dental, like cleanings, x-rays, exams. And you can get day one coverage with a lot of them on basic coverage, which would be your fillings and extractions. There are some plans that might have a 3-month waiting period on the fillings and extractions. It just depends on the plan. But that's typically what you're looking at. Now, the best dental plans, in my opinion, get better as time goes on. What I mean by this is they might start you out year 1 at 60% coverage, year 2 give you 70% coverage, year 3 give you 80% coverage. We did an episode about a new dental insurance company called Ameritas that we recently got, which is kind of interesting. It gives you 20% coverage year 1 on major services and 50% year 2, but it doesn't coordinate with any other dental plans. That's the thing. If you wanted to pick up more than one. But it's interesting. It's the only dental insurance I've ever seen that will cover implants. Most don't. Well, it's not the only one, but the only one I see that will cover it fully in terms of cover it in the same level as it would a bridge or a crown or a root canal. And it covers 20% the first year. It doesn't make you wait 12 months before it will pay a cent on major expenses. But you probably want to be looking at about, depending on your age, depending on how old you are listening to this, if you're on Medicare, you probably are looking at $30 to $40 a month in premium for a good program, typically. Usually you'll get anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 a year in maximum benefit payouts, and that's where they'll stop paying in the first year. Not just the first year, but every year, excuse me. Now, people might say, well, why do I want that? Why do I need that? It's a situation just like mine. My teeth have been perfect. They've been fine over the years, and then all of a sudden I need a root canal. Never would have saw it coming. I wouldn't have expected me to ever need dental work like that, much let alone at age 27, almost to be 28. I'm glad I have the protection. And it's not a bad idea for you to have the protection as well. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, if you're on Medicare, even if you're not on Medicare, you need some help with some dental insurance, our organization can help you. We do programs and we work with people, with clients, in 10 states at the moment. Those states are Utah, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, California, Texas, Virginia, South Carolina, and Florida. Again, that's Utah, Idaho, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, California, Texas, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. Our office number is 801-255-5340, 801-255-5340. If you'd like to talk with somebody, we'd love the opportunity to be able to talk with you. I just encourage you folks, I just wanted to do a quick little episode about this. I don't want to go into too much detail because we've done this so many times on this platform, but pick something up. Pick up a $25 a month dental plan. You'll be glad you have it. If it can pay for your cleaning usually $100 to $150 depending on your dentist. If you get it done twice a year like most people should, it pays for the premium almost. Even if it doesn't pay 100%, it's going to basically you're almost going to break even. It's worth it to have the protection. The way I look at it is, I have car insurance. I think I've used it one time ever on my current policy. I've had it for years, but that doesn't mean I just drop it. Now, granted, it's a state law for me to have it, but I still am grateful that I have it. I have pretty top-notch coverage on my car insurance. I talk about it more in my book, The Insurance Funnel. 9 simple tests every insurance policy must pass before purchase. Find it on Amazon. Shameless plug. But I don't downgrade my car insurance. I had to have the top-notch coverage while I had my car loans, but my cars are both paid off now. I could have downgraded the coverage, but I decided I'd rather have the better coverage. Have a low deductible. Have a higher payout margin. Because I'm a big believer in being protected. I practice what I preach. I'm covered in a lot of ways, and I think that you should be too if you're able to afford it. Because it might just save you thousands of dollars in the future. Anyway, folks, thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for being here with me today. And we'll be back with you next Monday as we are now a once-a-week show. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.